Hi, I'm Andre, and you asked me if I saw the Marvel Avengers Infinity War production slash announcement video that was put up on Marvel's Twitter last night. Yeah, I saw it, and I got some things to say about it. The Marvel feels are real today. Marvel has teased us once again with another video talking about Avengers Infinity War. This might be a post reaction as opposed to a live reaction, but trust me, the energy is still the same. I cannot wait for this movie. Just seeing what is in this video alone has got me so excited. I'm talking Iron Man, Spider-Man, Star-Lord side by side. This is happening! It was just them talking. It was just Chris Pratt and Tom Holland and Robert Downey Jr. just having conversations, but you got to see them all beside each other, and it was insane. It was letting us know that in Infinity War, Spider-Man is coming back. It is confirmed that Spider-Man will be a part of Avengers Infinity War. They showed some production art, and there was a drawing of Thor next to Rocket. Thor's got his hammer, Rocket's got his gun. Oh my gosh! The Guardians of the Galaxy are going to show up. The Avengers are going to officially meet the Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, I would not be surprised if Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 that we're getting this year somehow has like a teaser thing at the end or just something to indicate that the Guardians are going to meet the Avengers, which would then lead into whatever happens in this movie. But it's just nice to see that this is confirmed. If you've been following the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you probably already assumed that all this was going to happen anyway. It seemed logical that in Infinity War, everyone's going to kind of come together. But it was nice to actually see it visually. Like, you can say it as many times as you want to say it, but to see those three actors together and say, this is going to happen, especially when one of them is still technically hanging out with Sony a lot, it's just nice to see that this is actually going to happen. Spider-Man, Star-Lord, Iron Man, together! That's awesome. I just need a little bit of Black Panther right here. Just a little tiny, let's have him pop out right behind Spider-Man. Wakanda! And then we also got to see some artwork of Thanos, who's going to be the big baddie in this movie. And they're making it very clear. They're trying to lay it on thick. Kevin Feige was all like, this is the biggest villain we've had, the baddest villain we've had. He's evil, he's mean. All those complaints you say about Marvel villains, we heard what you said. We gonna try to make sure that Thanos is legit a bad dude. And if that is the case, I am excited. Maybe that was the thing. Maybe there was a reason why we had so many not so great Marvel villains in these movies, because maybe when Thanos shows up, he's gonna be like, oh, you thought those guys were villains? Let me show you what a true villain does. Player, player. I don't know why I just made him so down like that. Player, player. Well, he does have that giant gold infinity gauntlet. So that is some straight up bling. That is flashing like no other, you know. Thanos is my homie. So anyway, this is exciting. This is exciting for people who are fans of the comic books. This is exciting for people who've just been following these characters through the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is exciting for movies in general, because the thing about this, the reason why I am so excited about this and why I so respect this is because this has just not been done before. We're talking about not a sequel, not a reboot, but literally a string of movies that all have different heroes, different villains, sometimes even different themes. We're talking about some action movies, some spy type movies, or war movies. We got like fantasy epics and sci-fi epics, and Ant-Man was a heist film. You know, there's all these different types of formats that have happened with different types of characters. So for all these to exist, be their own thing, and yet at the same time are still part of this giant universe, that's amazing, man. Like, that is just so awesome that they're able to pull this off with all these characters. It was clearly clear that there was a game plan going into this from the beginning, and that is awesome. I mean, to think back to the very first Iron Man, which they showed a screenshot of in the video. They talked about the first Iron Man back in 2008. To think that that movie with that little after credit scene with Nick Fury with his eye patch on talking about, we want to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative, that has led to this and to what's coming, that's impressive. You don't have to like everything that Marvel has done, but you gotta at least respect that. No other movie franchise has been able to do something like that. And you can tell how impressive it is because every movie franchise after it has been trying to do the same thing. They've either tried to set up some kind of universe or some kind of, this movie will set up a sequel for another movie. Like, you can see how it's changed a lot of movies. Now, some of it might be for the worst as much as it is for the better. For every good thing that's happened because of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we've definitely got some movies who have been destroyed because they tried to create a universe that it didn't really need. They just need to make a good movie first. But it's still impressive. It is still absolutely impressive to see what Marvel has done here, and that we have this relationship with all of these different characters, that we've met all these different characters, that we've had individual stories or at least sub-stories about a lot of these specific characters. To now see what happens when they all come together is going to be impressive. Now, the only concern I guess someone could have is, how in the world are they going to be able to handle so many heroes in one film or two films? But the Russo brothers, who've done the last two Captain America movies, are going to be directing these movies. And that's why I feel pretty confident about this. Because if Civil War proved anything, they know how to have a bunch of heroes in one movie and yet still give everyone some proper screen time. Of course, characters like Captain America and Iron Man were front and center, but it seemed like to me that everyone kind of had their moment to shine, particularly in that fighting scene, but even in just elements like when Ant-Man shows up and joins the team. Like, that was a specific scene for him. The scene with Hawkeye and Vision and Scarlet Witch. Like, they find these moments where each of the characters can kind of have their time. And I think if they can do that with that, I'm pretty sure they can do that with Infinity War, so it's got me hyped for it. They've got a good track record so far, so I think good things about this. It's crazy because this video wasn't even needed. It just was a thing that happened that Marvel just was like, we're gonna put this out there. And I was like, well, you didn't have to do this right now. I know this movie ain't coming out for a while, but thank you. That was very kind of you. It's like an early Valentine's gift. Marvel's my Valentine this year. Ooh, you nasty. I'll see you later. I think this is also their way of being like, if you need to know something about this movie, we'll tell you, okay? Don't listen to some blog talking about a source from a source from a source from a source from a source. Don't listen to somebody who took a photo from a set they probably shouldn't have taken. When Marvel wants you to know what's going on with this movie, Marvel will tell you, stop listening to everybody else, listen to us. And then when they tell you what we said, that's cool. But if they're telling you what's happening with our movie before we tell you what's happening with our movie, don't listen to that. We Marvel. Kevin Feige, put on your hat. Be like, Marvel, bitch. Sorry, that's what you gotta say, right? After you make this many movies and create a cinematic universe, I think you're allowed to walk into a room, put on a hat that just says, Marvel, bitch. What? What? Sorry, kids. Sometimes Andre gotta curse. And today, he gotta say, Marvel, bitch. Bam. What Marvel characters do you hope like team up, like you think will get to work together at some point in the movie or have like a cool action scene together? There's been so many good superhero movies, but what is a really bad superhero movie, or just a bad movie that's based on either a comic book or maybe even a television show or something with some action or superhero qualities to it? Doesn't matter if it's comic book or television or a movie, but a movie that was made based on something and it's just downright not good. Leave a comment below or tweet me at Black Nerd with the hashtag worst superhero movie. I'm gonna look those over, and there might be a reason why I want you to tell me some of those that you'll find out later. I'll be definitely reading the comments of people who comment first, which is why if you want to be the first in my comments, make sure you are subscribed to my channel and also ring that bell so you can be notified of future videos that I make. You get notified, you can put your comment in, and I can check it out. And I thank you for that. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. I love you like a play cousin. I'm Audi 5000, Chain Chomp Yelp.